All right, man. Feels like it's been forever since we've had one of these. It's only been 2 weeks. It's been a busy 2 weeks. But first weekend in the last 3 weeks, I haven't been out of town, so we can do something now. Let's see. Got a couple people in here already. Let's go ahead and kind of kick it off, I guess, a little bit early. MCU is currently in the multiverse saga. The Spunk is currently in the Morbius saga. I don't know that they've ever declared that as a thing. What's up, Sean? It does feel like it's been a while. I look very 2020. Fair enough. Venom 3 could be Venom versus Morbius. Venom 3, if it is Venom versus Morbius, would be Venom. It's Morbin time. What's up, Dream? How you doing? I see. Changed your name. I love that artwork, though. Love the artwork. Good afternoon, Alicia. You rock. Well, I should say you're the best around. Karate Kid reference. Why, thank you. I'm the best around. Nothing ever gonna keep me down. I wouldn't say that, but I do appreciate the sentiment. What's up, Adit? I'm doing pretty good. It's been a pretty interesting last couple of weeks, but holding it together. We got Rowan chilling in the chat. Hope you're having a great weekend. Relaxing if you can. What are you into? What's up, Steph? My son Lincoln watched all your Stranger Things videos and he loved them all, just like I did. He is watching now with me. He would say love you to say hi to him. Oh, he would love you to say hi to him. Well, hello, Lincoln. Welcome. I don't know if this will be appropriate at one point or another, but I trust your mom with this one. But I don't get too crazy. It's fine. Generally. It's been a long time. How you doing? I'm doing all right. Was Cobra Kai season 5 the final season? No, we they haven't greenlit season 6 yet, but right now it seems like 6 is planned to be the final season, even though they have talked about they've got script and outlines up to season 6 and 7. But I think with the way that 5 is going, season 6 is going to be the end. I haven't watched any of the Cobra Kai seasons. Is it worth watching? It is. Again, I've talked about this before, especially after having watched Stranger Things. I need to reorder my favorite shows, my top 10 shows of all time, a little bit. And Cobra Kai is more than likely on my top 10. I love it, man. Aloha from Cali. How's the East Coast doing? It's actually a really nice day today. Super excited for more episodes of Andor and hope to see Mom Mothma soon. I believe we see Mom Mothma in the next episode. I could be wrong, but I think I saw some images from the next episode on there. And we're on Coruscant, I think. What's up, Sean? White Vision is still out there somewhere. He is indeed somewhere still out there. Am I excited for Werewolf by Night? I am! I was really intrigued and impressed by the trailer we got. It's not at all what I was expecting. Well, gosh, we got multi-part one here already. What if, hear me out, what if Deadpool is in the MCU because of the Strange's spell? Because people came in before they died. And Deadpool dies, and did die at least one in the second movie. One if he came back in the MCU, that's how he got in the third movie. I mean, he knew Peter was Spider-Man because of the fourth wall stuff, and maybe Spider-Man exists in that universe and he could have known, and maybe the spell messes up and Deadpool is stuck in the MCU. Like how the Vulture was stuck in Morbius universe. It is, I guess, possible, because that spell, like the more and more we go, the longer we go, the longer this stuff exists, the less that spell makes any sense, and the less they care about explaining it. So it is definitely possible. I mean, there was, again, it's the artwork at the end of the show, but there was a Deadpool reference in She-Hulk, last week? So it's possible, but I don't know. Spider Tom says it's not what it looks like in all 3. Never really thought about that. What's up, CBM? I don't think I like She-Hulk anymore. Well, that's unfortunate. I am loving it. There's not been an episode I have not enjoyed. Did I read the Vanity Fair article on Ezra Miller? Because, wow, it's even darker than all of us thought. I have not. I've seen some excerpts from it, but I have not actually read the article. I've just seen a couple of headlines that are extremely, extremely questionable. Hi, I'm doing well, just keeping myself busy these days. Hope you're doing well. I'm hanging in there. But I'm glad you're keeping yourself busy. Hope everything pays off in the way that you're hoping for. But remember, give yourself some time. You time is important. I'm behind on Stargirl by 1 episode. Please, no spoilers. You might need to check out because I don't have a spoiler rule for shows we watch. So Dream has some spoiler questions. So, I mean, I am always like with the DC stuff. We talk spoilers the week of. So, if you don't want to hear anything, it might come up. So, apologies. But that's kind of always been the case. Super Lois has started filming. There will be behind-the-scene pics of the actors who play the brothers bonding. I'm hoping that'll be enough for a brotherly bond to be shown on screen. I hope so, because that's the biggest thing that I am concerned about. Oddly enough, the guy they did cast looks eerily similar to Jordan Elsaston. You know, not exact, but like, if you squint, you might not be able to tell the difference. Or if you got poor vision, you might not be able to tell the difference. Like, he looks fairly similar. But, still, that chemistry is a huge, huge important part of that dynamic. Do I want Stargirl to be renewed for season 4 or canceled? I don't want any of these shows to be canceled. Also, predictions on what % chance it gets renewed. Well, it is actually owned by Warner Brothers. I'm sorry. Yes, by Warner Brothers and HBO. It is co-owned. It's the only show on the CW that airs on the CW that is co-owned by HBO Max and HBO. So, I don't know. It's content for HBO Max. I would assume it's not tied to the Arrowverse. It all just depends on what they're doing, man. I think it's easy a 50-50 with how WB has been lately, that it could go either way. I would hope that it works out, because I really do love this show, this cast, this crew, this kind of air that it brings to everything. It'd be sad, but right now with DC stuff, everything's just up in the air. How's my day been? It's been okay so far. I got out of bed around 11:30, noonish, or was it closer to? No, it was more like 1. I woke up at 11:30, and I think I just rolled back over and went back to bed. But yeah, just went out, got some lunch. Got a blizzard that I'm saving for later, and yeah, so far so good. I haven't been awake for most of the day, but we'll see what happens. So far, everything's just fine. Werewolf at Night makes me excited for the MCU's future. I love how experimental it looks. Me too. And just from the trailer we saw, it was very visceral. Like, there was dismemberment, there was gore. It was in black and white, so they could probably get away with it a little bit more, but it definitely has a different flavor than we've ever had with anything we've seen so far, and I'm all here for it. I know you're tired of the versus questions, but last one, I swear. Dr. Manhattan and Dr. Fate versus Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch and Dr. Doom. Dr. Manhattan by himself beats everybody on that list. Unpopular opinion, I don't want Black Adam to fight Shazam. He is too cringe and goofy for me. He needs to lose the family and become serious. That's the only way I'll allow it. Thoughts? I disagree on everything. That is a large part of the Shazam character, is the family dynamic and that heart that Billy brings to that character. I think the Shazam film is perfect as it is. And I would love for those ideologies to clash between Black Adam and Shazam. It's the whole thing about their dynamic that I really enjoy. So yeah, I disagree. I love the family. I'm excited to see the family back and actually participating. Yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah, we can't disagree more on that one, I would say. It's just that She-Hulk is not my cup of tea, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm loving it, man. I love the comedy. I love the quips. I love the stories. I love the, just the bits throughout it, man. I'm just having fun. It's pretty much mostly what I expected the show to be. What if they don't reveal a Fantastic Four cast until the trailer? I doubt that'll happen. But if they do, you know, it could be a huge power move. I'm gonna hop out. Later, Sean. What's up, Sheena? How's you doing? How's your weekend? Wong deserves his own spinoff. All the Wong appearances could just be a very long backdoor pilot. I don't know. I don't know about a Wong we've talked about this a little bit, but I completely lost that thought. You know, a Wong show could be fun, but I don't necessarily know what it would consist of. I mean, I think he works right now as this, you know, this midnight nurse kind of thing. He just pops up everywhere. He's on all these things, and he's kind of like this connecting tissue right now. I think that's fine for where we're at right now. Pity though that some fans don't want that experimentation and criticize She-Hulk because they don't want genre differences. That is also true. There's definitely no winning half the time with most people these days. Will there ever be a Civil War 2? Kinda. I mean, that's kinda what Secret Wars is. It's just a civil war on massive scale. Remember when Captain America 3 was going to be called Serpent Society? I actually don't remember that, actually. What's up, Sketch? I'm definitely taking some time for myself, thank you. I hope you were taking your own advice. Am I? A little bit. I'm doing a little bit better at taking a step back from things here and there. But yeah, I do need to take my own advice a little more clearly sometimes. But you know how I am. Once I get something in my head, I can't get it out until I exercise it myself. But then the thing is, that void always gets filled by another thing. Who is the murderer of the gambler? What is your fan theory? My fan theory is that it's the daughter that he's actually looking for, that she's been coerced or incepted by the same organization as Jen's brother that she's looking for, that was at that facility with Dr. Bones. Whatever that organization is, I think Becky is the one that's been spying and operating on everything, along with, you know, the brother and God knows whoever else is involved in all of that. I don't think she's the one that went out and murdered him, but I think she's involved and maybe even operated that whole thing, and they're trying to keep people from looking for them. That's my theory right now. Let's see. Daniel is the ultimate MVP again. He had the best arc this season. Mic drop. I wouldn't... Yeah, he had all of the best moments this season, man, I would say. Johnny had quite a few as well, but the stuff with Daniel, I was really attached to. They were some of my favorite moments of the entire season, so I do have to kind of agree with you there. I think the gambler lost a bet and died. I mean, from a certain point of view, possibly. Of all the crossovers, why one between Stargirl and Titans? Tone-wise, it makes no sense. And even then, Titans is just a bad show that for some reason gets a pass because it's more expensive than the Arrowverse. I don't know. And we don't know that there's a crossover. That's all rumors. You know, there's that picture with Beast Boy and Stargirl hanging out. I can't remember that actor's name, so that's why I just went with their character names. But yeah, I do agree. It is odd because those, well, not completely, because I think after season 3 of Titans and the setup that they gave us for season 4, the tone is coming down a little bit. Titans in after season 1 and 2 is kind of pulled back a little bit from that season 1 angst. Not a lot, but some. Is it Stargirl's levels of bright and colorful? Not at all. But who knows? I don't know. It is odd. Like, I could see Stargirl crossing with Doom Patrol before I see Stargirl crossing with Titans. Or Stargirl with one of the Arrowverse shows, since it's actually on the CW. So, I don't know. I don't know if there's actually a crossover or not. But yeah, it is a little bit of an odd choice. Remember when the Inhumans were going to get an MCU movie? I do. Chosen was the MVP of Cobra Kai Season 5. Yeah, I mean, he had so many great moments too, and they wouldn't have got very far without him. He was great comic relief. He was great levity throughout a lot of it too. So I don't know, but I feel like Daniel had the most cathartic moments in the end. But I don't know. It's tough for me. My prediction is 99% of its Earth 9 Stargirl variants of Titans. By the way, I really prefer variant word over doppelganger. Yeah, me too. Me too, actually. I'm totally prepared for everyone to die in Guardians 3 and Ant-Man 3. Yeah, I think we're going to have some bodies dropping. Definitely in Guardians. We're definitely losing some Guardians from what they've been saying. And Ant-Man, you know, it could happen based on some things we've been seeing. Am I excited for Halloween Ends? I'm excited for Halloween to end. This Halloween to end. I don't know. After Halloween Kills, which left a really bad taste in my mouth, I'm really on the fence about Halloween Ends. Like, I liked but had some problems with Halloween 2018. But Halloween Kills, there's not a thing other than the kills themselves that I enjoyed. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. With how powerful the villains are. That is true. I know Netflix has a BioShock movie in the works, but I think it'd make a better series. Just buy a dead mall, convert it into a set, anchor stores used for VFX and costuming. That's not a terrible idea. But I do think something like BioShock, I think BioShock could work as a movie because there is a lot of open air in the game itself. So you could do it, you just gotta do it really well because the twists and turns of that story, of that relationship, is very integral to make sure you pull it off. A mini-series could work, like if they did like 4-hour-long episodes or something like that. But I don't know, we'll see. But don't you think Dwayne Johnson would rather lose to a serious character rather than goofy? I'm sure Dwayne himself, yes, would. But, you know, Shazam and Adam are nemeses in that universe. Black Adam is the opposite of Shazam. Their powers both come from the same place. I mean, he's a Shazam villain in the end. So yeah, I don't know. It just makes sense to me. Remember when we didn't know the titles of Avengers 4? I'll stick with my Wong show pitch. Just him showing up and going, "Wah!" And then poof, he's out. Next show, movie. That'd just be some shorts. A bunch of Wong shorts. You know, we talked about it as a joke, but yeah. School's been so weird. Start playing with fire and chemistry. Don't do that. That is dangerous as fuck. People who are watching She-Hulk for Daredevil should just wait until they have confirmation he appears, then go watch that specific episode, rather than watching all the episodes and then whining. Right? To be fair, you're not wrong. If that's the only reason they're watching the show, and they're just bitching every week, yeah. What are you doing? Wasting your own time doing that and bitching for no reason. Have I seen the Stranger Things Season 4 bloopers? I have not. She-Hulk for me is at best makes me chuckle and at its worst makes me eye roll. It's a binge-worthy series that I personally don't think works as a weekly series. Again, I feel the opposite. I think it would work probably stronger if it was released all at once, but that's just not the Disney model. But yeah, I know it's not for everybody, man, but I'm loving the shit out of it. What's up, man? I hope you're doing good. Love the reacts. Well, thank you, Jordan. I'm doing pretty good. I hope you're doing well. How's your weekend? Things I have heard actual YouTube hate channels compare She-Hulk with. The show gave me cancer. She-Hulk is abuse. The worst show ever. Does having fun really not exist anymore? Pisses me off. Well, no. You can't have fun. You can't have levity. And you can't have a woman at the center of a show, or these people will just riot. Let alone have any commentary that actually is true, or relevant, or exists. It's just bullshit, man. What happened to my hair? Well, I got a trim for a wedding. And it wasn't at this short that first time. Came home. I was like, you know what? My sideburns look a little weird. I don't feel like going back and having them touch it up. Maybe I can just cut it and it won't look too terrible. So I did that. And given it didn't look awful when I cut it, but I could notice it. I don't think anybody that didn't know any better could tell, but like me, it was bothering the fuck out of me because I felt like I had messed it up. So I went back and had them even it out, and therefore now I've lost quite a bit off my head. But it'll grow back. It'll grow back. Let's see. I'm super excited for Willow because it is opposite from so much of the dark and edgy fantasy that dominates, i.e. Game of Thrones. Happy, kissy ending and fun adventure is what I want for escapism. I like a good mix every now and then. It depends on the thesis of the show, because I do love Game of Thrones and I love House of the Dragon, but I do love just happy, energetic, uplifting fantasy as well. And that's one of the things about when I watched Willow for the first time like a few months ago that I really enjoyed about it. And it does have me quite excited for the show that's coming out. So, yeah, I agree with you there. Yesterday for school lunch, we had 2 slices of Domino's, fries, and a bottle of Coke. Not bad. I think Obsidian killed Gambler. I think that's what I've seen a couple of people have said, and it would line up with what I'm saying. I think Obsidian might be the muscle, but I still am holding out hope that maybe his daughter is kind of in there, because I just think that would be an interesting way to kind of tie it back in. So, how did you like Hocus Pocus? I really enjoyed it. I was still shocked at how much of that movie I literally don't remember. I think only 5% of it was even in my brain. Like I said, I thought I had seen this movie a long time ago. But I don't remember anything about it at all. I don't know what the story was. I know who the sisters are, because how could you not know what they look like at least? And like I said about in the trailer reaction for Hocus Pocus 2, the only thing I remember is a cemetery, some kids, a zombie, and a black cat. So, yeah, that's not a lot of the movie, but it was fun. Dated, sure. Hokey, yeah. But my God, I had fun watching it. So I'm actually looking forward to the new one. So we'll probably cover that too on the channel. But I did record it. And I'm working on getting the reaction out sometime this week. So kind of keep an eye out for that. Totally get it. I'm the same way, especially here recently. Well, always got your back. So I feel you. It's hard. It's hard to commit to the shit you don't say. It's always great when you're giving advice. You know, it's easy to give the advice, but a lot of the time, like, it's rare that you even, like, most people even follow the advice they give. I don't know. I feel you, though. We just do the best we can. We live in a world specifically where the content we make drives what we're doing, so if we're on our butts too long, it starts to nag in our ears a little bit. At least for me. Loki Season 2 Wakanda Forever trailer got leaked online. I have them both recorded. Yeah, I don't watch leaks, man. So I'm not watching that. Wait, hold on. What if the cosmic staff killed the gambler? Well, that doesn't account for the roar we kept hearing. So, yeah, I don't know. Long time no see. How you been? Nice haircut, by the way. Well, thank you. And long time as well. I'm glad you're here. I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. The crossover will be in a Titans Season 4 episode. See, the thing about that, too, if they're not variants on their separate worlds, or there's not, like, a breach in the multiverse, It's another thing that just ignores the numbering system that was provided in the Arrowverse. It's another part of the Arrowverse they'll kill off if they make them the same universe. What if Starman killed the gambler because he wasn't happy about Pat giving the bad guys a second chance? I feel like that already got debunked. Like, I was kind of going down that line, but that timetable doesn't add up for me. And again, the roar is a big part of that. Unless he is Jekyll in hiding and doing these things without his knowledge, that could be one thing or one part of it. What was that in reference to? Oh, yeah. Let's see, where was I? Imagine Keanu Reeves as Batman, Danny DeVito as Alfred. You've literally made this casting at one point or another. Yeah, I don't... Tom Holland as Robin is like the only thing on that you mentioned that I kind of would like. I mean, I love Keanu Reeves, but I don't think he'd be a good Batman. The actress that played Monica could be a decent Batgirl. But yeah. I think Mr. Bones will reveal him to the JSA in episode 6. We'll see. Still no word of Blade or Across the Spider-Verse. Not really much yet. Not yet. Very excited to see Owen Mercer new post-crisis Captain Boomerang 2.0 version. Hopefully he's Harkness's son. Yeah, I'm curious about that. I saw that behind the scenes image and I love the outfit. I'm curious, but yeah. The Courtney and the Cosmic Staff dynamic reminds me of the Thor Stormbreaker dynamic in Thor Love and Thunder. Kinda. A little bit. Though Cosmo is not like a jealous girlfriend or anything like that. But there is like this push and pull dynamic going on that it does make a pretty decent comparison. If Stargirl gets canceled without ever doing a proper crossover with Earth Prime, that would be a huge L. I agree. But I don't think it's going to happen at this point, man. I really don't. I mean, the crossovers, they pretty much said they're pretty much outing it and done with it even in The Flash, so I don't know. It sucks. It really does. Because even the cast was really excited to have that opportunity. And now it's just not going to happen. But thing is, even if it ends with season 3, they did clarify that they did end the season in a self-contained way just in case that they don't get a season 4, unlike, Batwoman and Legends and stuff. So they're not counting their eggs before they've, whatever the expression is, you know what I'm trying to say. They didn't try to bait a season that's not going to come. I would love a Stargirl and Doom Patrol crossover, even though I think it'd be utterly bizarre in more ways than I can imagine. And it's only because it's bizarre that I think would work. Because tonally and the types of subject matter that Doom Patrol goes into is far and above and beyond what Stargirl ever touches. Like, Stargirl can get heavy at times and a little dark. But it's not like bonkers, goo goo gaga, titties, sex zombies, and demons and shit like that, and swearing out your ass and all kinds of stuff like Doom Patrol. But it's that wacky zaniness and that playfulness that Doom Patrol has in spite of all of that. I feel like they can mesh with pretty much anybody. I feel like the Doom Patrol is one of the more malleable teams. Have I seen Thor 3 premiere with Mark Ruffalo Instagramming the event? No, I have not. Top 2 favorite Lex Luthors are Clancy Brown and Michael Rosenbaum when rewatching Smallville, and Michael kills it. Clancy Brown, iconic voice, iconic actor. I would even put Michael Rosenbaum above Clancy, to be honest, for me. Like, Michael Rosenbaum, both live action and in even if you include animation, I think Michael Rosenbaum is my superior Lex. He is my number 1 Lex from his performance in Smallville, still to this day, man. Let's see. Do you think Shang-Chi 2, Deadpool 2, Spider-Man 4, and Eternals will release after Avengers films, or maybe as one of these films before the 2 Avengers films? I would probably say before. You put part 1, but you never made... Oh, here it is. Like a February 2025 date right before Kang Dynasty, and which do you think it will? No, I think it'll probably be before, but as far as any specifics, I don't know about that. How excited am I for Loki Season 2? Very. I really enjoyed Season 1. It's in my, I'd say, my top 3 of the Disney Plus shows that have come out, and I'm really looking forward to what they do with this, and also more Kang. Give it. Spectacular Spider-Man Season 1 is on Disney Plus. Spectacular Spider-Man Return. Don't know. I've never watched it, but I did hear that it is coming back on there. Let's see. I keep hearing, and at this point, it might be true that Zaslav is planning on destroying the Arrowverse by somehow merging DCEU Earth with Keaton World that somehow destroys Earth Prime. I don't see how that would come into play. Unless that's how DCEU becomes Earth Prime. I chatted with Andy, and he kept saying that it makes no sense money-wise, yet everything that Zaslav is doing makes no sense money-wise either. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I do think they're ending the Arrowverse. I think they're just going to ignore it outright. I still am holding out hope that even in light of everything going on with the Flash movie, that Grant has some part to play, even if it's just a quick cameo in Flash, the movie. But, yeah, I don't know. There's like this push to just ignore and get rid of the Arrowverse, and it's just sad. But I don't know if the Keaton stuff is really happening anymore, because there's been some contradictory stuff coming out about that too. So I don't know. I don't care to speculate about any of it anymore, because honestly, with DC, how it's going right now, I'm just watching to see what happens and if anything comes out of this dumpster fire that is worth watching. What are 3 things I want to see on the final season of The Flash? Oliver as Spectre, Eobard's origins, and Cobalt Blue. And when I see Eobard's origins, that means Matt Fletcher and not Tom Cavanaugh. Despicable Me 4 is coming out in 2024, I think. I've only seen the first one. It was alright. Honestly admitting I'm only watching She-Hulk for cameos and Daredevil and potentially MCU ramifications. My criticism is that it is a comedy, but I'm not laughing. Maybe it's just me. Well, it's not just you. There's many people that it's not working for. But again, like I've said many times, I find it hilarious. It rarely fails to make me laugh when I'm watching it. But I'm watching it for all the same things. But I'm also watching it for Jen, for She-Hulk, for the courtroom stuff, because I love the idea of what do superhero crimes and courtroom situations look like in this universe. And I like seeing some elements of that. And I think they're doing a lot of good, cool things with it. I saw a thing on She-Hulk on the website Intelligentsia that said, shoot the bitch. I saw it on 3C Films breakdown for the last episode. Yeah, that was one of the comments that was on that webpage, for sure. One of the many disgusting things that was on that webpage in that episode. Sonic 2 was good, but Mortal Kombat and Uncharted? I don't know about video games movies going forward. I gotta say, Sonic 2 was one of the most fun movie-going experiences I've had this year so far. I really, really loved it. Is it a perfect movie? No. But as a fan of Sonic, I thought it was really fun, and I really enjoyed what they did with it. Mortal Kombat, I'm still so upset about some of the decisions that were made with this movie and some of the things that they did to really not utilize the fantastic martial artists that they had in the film. Uncharted, I honestly liked it. It was fun. It was dumb, but it was fun. Is it exactly a one-for-one of the games? Not really, but I like Tom. I think the only real problem I had with the movie is I could never buy Mark Wahlberg as Sully. I just saw Mark Wahlberg. But I had fun with that movie. I thought it was fine. Will Venom ever meet Spider-Man? He might meet a Spider-Man, but who knows? Maybe even not. Who knows? Oh, I just saw this. What happened to Omni's hair was that someone from Cobra Kai cut it off like they did to Hawk. Somebody tried to steal my powers. It did not work. I'm still here, still standing. I actually love the idea of the DCEU becoming Earth Prime. I was actually saying they should destroy the current Earth Prime and make Superman Lois verse the new Earth Prime. Didn't you say the opposite of that at one point too? I don't know, man. You're all over the place sometimes. DCEU would be cool as well. I definitely don't think the DCEU should be Earth Prime at this point, because it's... What even is the DCEU right now? We don't even know. And they are afraid to even touch on it. It's not even a cohesive universe at the moment. So making it the linchpin of the entire DC spectrum is ill-advised at the moment, I think. Do I prefer to buy DVD, 4K, or Blu-ray? Or do you only buy new, or do you go secondhand CD and DVD stores? Or are you satisfied with just streaming? I almost always get like the combo pack. You know, the Blu-ray, 4K, DVD, whatever. Like if it comes in 4K, I'll probably get it in 4K. But I always try to get the combo packs, because who knows? I might not have a 4K player on hand if I'm like out somewhere or something like that. So like, yeah, I usually get like the combo packs, and I do enjoy physical media. I do prefer it, even if I don't take advantage of it as much as I used to anymore. I like them to have it, if that makes sense. And you know, with streaming and whatever, they've kind of destroyed the concept of bonus features. We're seeing a little bit here and there with like Disney Plus kind of including some things, and Netflix including some stuff as part of the service. But for the most part, with films and stuff like that, it's just kind of lost. And that's still something that's only on the physical media side of things. So it's one of the reasons I still kind of go out and get those. Plus, you will never, I will not say never, but the likelihood of like streaming right now for the next couple of years minimum cannot reach the quality of the actual physical media. Like it might be in 4K, but the bit rate does not match what is on that Blu-ray disc, that 4K disc. If you have a player, it will always have significant greater visual fidelity than streaming it because of the downsides of streaming itself. The bit rate to broadcast 4K is so intensive, you are losing quality over the airwaves, man. That's something that they've yet to be able to replicate, and it's one of the downsides of cloud gaming right now too, which is something they're pushing really hard for. Yeah, so yeah, I prefer Blu-ray at this point because pretty much everything in my house plays a Blu-ray. But if I can get it in 4K, I'll get it in 4K. And I prefer new, personally. I forgot to answer that part of it. I do prefer buying new. Really digging the murder mystery aspect of Stargirl this season. The friendship between Paula and Barbara is a highlight so far. Yes, I agree. I think every scene with the Crocs is just always a show stealer for me. Did I see that the Mario trailer is coming out on October 7th for NYCC? I did, and I'm very, very curious to see what this movie is going to look and sound like. I enjoyed Cobra Kai Season 5 through the whole week, and I loved it. And I watched She-Hulk Episode 6, and I was sad. Why is everybody sad on Episode 6 of She-Hulk? I don't believe Zaslav will sell WB to Universal. Grace Randolph is wrong. She's not the only one saying that, though. Zaslav clearly wants to build WBD into a brand. What do I think? I mean, that's not coming from Grace. Like, she was just echoing that. That's a report that came from, I think it was either Deadline or Variety that started that report. And she's not the only one that's been talking about it. It would be a shit move. There's not a precedence set that makes it sound impossible or unlikely, but it would be shitty, and it would be even shittier for, again, the people that want something cohesive out of DC, because it would just be another roadblock in the production of any of this content, man. It's possible. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to learn it's true with how things have been. When I think Hocus Pocus, Black Cat, generic kids, and I put a spell on you. Fair enough. I'm okay with Universal buying WB. I just hope none of the big tech companies like Amazon, Apple buy it. Yeah, if Universal buys it, you can say bye-bye to reactions, though. Universal is so hard on YouTube. They strike, they claim, and they rarely ever allow the creator, whether it's fair use or not, to succeed. It's rough, man. Universal and Paramount are the bane of reactors' existences on the internet. WB at least WB TV and HBO are more understanding and easier to work with. If Universal buys WB, you won't be getting reactions from me for any DC content or anything that comes out of Warner Brothers at that point. That's almost a guarantee. And it's one of the things that I'm kind of scared about happening if that is true in the end. As something like that's happening. I just realized we might never see Carnage fight Spider-Man. Yeah, that is true. I did the same thing to Busy Bronze Hair. That is also true. Dude had that mane going on. I don't watch leaks either. Screw those. Hell yeah. I try not to watch anything until it's officially out. You know, set photos and stuff like that, sometimes it's unavoidable. But like, I can hit pause and cut away from a video, so I'm not gonna watch it. Send it by its ship, it's cargo, it's by car, it's a shipment. I know people like that think the Arrowverse sucks, but the DCU sucks even more than the Arrowverse for me. I agree. Arrowverse at its worst is itself, while... Fuck, hold up. Arrowverse is at its worst, is itself... Its worst takes itself. I don't know what that last sentence was trying to be, man. Apologize. What if Wong killed the gambler? He just showed up, Wong! And then snapped his neck and left. I was interested in the sitcom originally because of the writer being, one of the writers being part of the writer team with the writers I like. And I think while the first episode was kind of fun, it got really funny over time. Fair enough. What's called a double U if it's a double V? There you go again. Well, I haven't seen episodes 2, 3, and 4 yet. Of what? I'm sorry, I lost track of what that was in reference to. Abbas. I'm gonna find your last question. Oh, okay. The Stargirl connection. I gotcha. Yeah. Hope Starman is actually Starman. He's not some clone or whatever, and I hope Starman is not the killer. He's my favorite character. Yeah, he's definitely not my favorite character. Pat's still my favorite character in the show. But yeah, I hope it's not Starman. I would like for it to be the actual one, and Dr. McNider pretty much has confirmed as much in this last episode, but we'll see. I'm holding out hope for that. Andor looks pretty good so far. I am in love with it. Really, I am. I know it started off a little bit slow, but I enjoyed every episode. Because I think it would have been, and they smartly released the first 3 episodes. I think if they had just released episode 1, you would be seeing people really frustrated. Like if that, and then they had to wait for episode 2, and then a week for episode 3. I think that would have been you wouldn't see the positive reception that it has right now, but I think those first 2 episodes are necessary to get the ball rolling. But knowing audiences the way they've been reacting to things as of late are way too impatient and volatile to see a ride through. The impatience of audiences that I've seen as of late is ridiculous. But yeah, I'm loving it so far. And after episode 3, that whole final act, I can't wait. I heard episode 4 continues that energy forward. So can't wait to watch that one. The haircut reminds me of the old haircut you used to get. But I'm the worst at taking my own advice too. But I appreciate you reaching out and being there. It means a lot. Any time. Yeah, this was kind of the go-to for a long time. But I've gotten kind of used to the long hair. So I'm kind of waiting for it to come out. When I cut it, I didn't want to lose too much of it. I wanted it just kind of off the shoulders at most. Because it was kind of like curling up on everything and getting a little cray-cray. But yeah, it'll get there again soon. You know how my hair is. It'll grow up pretty quick. Prey 2, Predator versus Sasquatch. Dude, I was watching Blind Wave's reaction to Prey, and they brought up a fairly good point. What if the rumors and the myths of the Predator, or of Sasquatch, was just predators landing, killing shit, and disappearing? I was like, that's a nice little theory, but no. I do like the idea of throwing the Predator into different periods and doing period piece, like anthologies with the Predator. The only downside to that is I don't think it's realistic to assume that the Predator is going to come to Earth and lose every time. So you would have to statistically have somewhere I think the Predator shows up and wins in the end. Why would Keanu Reeves be Batman, though? He's going to be in Constantine 2. You think it would be a standalone sequel, or they will make it part of the DCEU? I kind of feel like it would be a standalone sequel, but at the same time, I could definitely see them trying to link it all in. It's Predator. My big question is, are they going to have Shia LaBeouf come back when he became an angel at the end of the movie? Honestly, Dream, I don't know if they would do that crossover. I don't know what that was in reference to. If you're being chased by a serial killer, you're both running for your life. Ta-da-da. You've said that one before. Drum alert, a lot of people were hating on Breck Passenger for sharing a pic with Jeff Johns in it. That's not surprising at all. And honestly, with the whole Jeff Johns thing, like many things surrounding all of the drama at DC, I don't know what to believe, man. But either way, it sucks. If you somehow start hearing the banging again, the dude's back on the roof. Yeah, I heard it a little bit ago. I'm just glad that I know what it was, because at least yesterday when all that banging was happening, I was like, is it in the wall? Is something in the roof, in the ceiling? Is somebody in our yard? What is going on? I'm just glad that I misunderstand what you were trying to tell me before, because otherwise I would have figured it out sooner. But I'm just glad that I figured out or found out it was just some guy on the neighbor's roof pounding away on their fucking awning. Because it was driving me nuts, and it was really kind of amping my anxiety up a little bit yesterday, not to lie. Keanu Reeves was Batman in Super Pets. Well, yeah, he was the voice, but as far as in the stealing, shut up. Be nice. You know what I meant. I'm not a good talker. I don't do the talk good. But yes, Keanu Reeves was Batman in Super Pets. As a voice, that's fine. But in live action, like physically being Batman, I'm not sure if I could see it. Maybe in like an older Batman, but not like an active Batman. I don't know. Keanu Reeves doesn't give off that Bruce Wayne Batman vibe to me. Honestly, I thought Nightmare was going to be the main villain for Doctor Strange 2, because Sam Raimi was directing this. I mean, most people thought it was going to be Nightmare. That was the big prevailing theory for a long time. So, man, I have 19 hours and 8 minutes on my Spotify playlist. Okay. But the guy that plays Homelander plays Superman well. I mean, he's a great actor. I think he definitely could. I would much rather him play Eobard Thawne. Yeah, Loki Season 2. For anyone wanting to still defend Zaslav, he is not a friend of any fandom. He just cares about himself. He cares about making money, and he cares about the business. And you've got a weird obsession of making him into this vilified demon. It keeps saying this, that everything Zaslav and WB are doing is just at random. Just dice rolls, coin toss, axe throw style, like a joke. There is no sense to it apart from the hate. There's a part 2 to that somewhere? For the Arrowverse, I guess. Yeah, because he did say perception is a big key of that, and he's trying to fix the perception of the DC brand. And unfortunately, the truth is, in the public eye, the Arrowverse is a stain on the DC property. None of the good it's ever done, none of its highs, lows, peaks, achievements matter at all to anybody outside of the people that have actually been watching it for the last 10 years. To the eyes of the general populace, it's just a blemish. And that's how it's perceived, I would imagine. And it doesn't help that since the pandemic, it's just been one controversy after another, and poor reception after poor reception. It hasn't been doing great at proving its case as of late outside of Superman and Lois. But Superman and Lois got that get out of jail free card real quick, and they took it. So it sucks, man. Why is Reverse Flash still here? He's not anymore. He's dead. John Krasinski was Superman in Super Pets. He could play Superman in real life. He could. I think he could. I think you're not wrong. I think he could be a decent Superman if they ever did that at one point. If I could pick one of those 3 things in the final season of Flash, which one would I pick? Oliver. 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 Give me Oliver. Big Daddy Papa out Oliver. If I could only have one of those things, and I got to guarantee it was going to be in there, that. Comedy is very subjective, which is literally barely any people seem to understand anymore. Exactly. But why did he come back for that? I don't know what you're talking about right now. If Henry Cavill is in the MCU, would that mean that he is going to stop playing Superman? No, we've got people that play characters in both universes actively. That's fine. Cockroach? I would love a serious She-Hulk show, which I watch just for She-Hulk if the show is about She-Hulk fighting villains and other Hulks and Hulk's villains. That's not even what her comics are. That's asking for something that's not She-Hulk. So that's Hulk's shtick, Hulk's genre. I mean, the She-Hulk show is pretty much a fair representation of what the She-Hulk comic was. Did Henry Cavill actually like playing Superman? I think he did. He loved talking about it. He loved being Superman while he was Superman, but after a while, everything that was going on in the world, everything that was going on surrounding that universe, the character, that brand, it has to weigh on you, man. And he's a private, like a secretive, not secretive, he's a guy who's very reserved. He doesn't like to put his life out there, and he doesn't like to get into drama. It's bad business. So he just keeps his nose out of everything, and I'm sure he just wants to move on because everything's just been at such a standstill at this point. So, yeah. I do think at one point he did like playing Superman, but I think right now, barring everything that's going on, I don't know. I can't speak for him on how he feels now. Jurassic World Dominion undeservedly is now at $1 billion. Yeah, I did see that. I get it, but it does. I get it, but it upsets me because I really, really hated. I didn't hate. I really disliked. Felt nothing for that movie. Pizza time. Pizza sounds good right now. I can say one thing that Doom Patrol and Stargirl have that are both similar is that they both will have some very good focus on non-action conflicts. Yes. That's the thing about Doom Patrol is the existential stuff that it goes into. Like Larry, Rita, their whole arcs, it's just chef's kiss, man. You hear about the hungry clock? It went back 4 seconds. Damn it, man. Grant's scenes in the Flash movie were cut according to the Redditors, but it's obviously because there were a lot of scenes that did feature Arrowverse actors like Brandon Routh and Chris Reeve's Superman are cut. I don't trust anything that's on Reddit about any of that right now. That was something else. Where's your part 2? Looks like just an empty toothpaste can. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but I really like her as that character. I just mixed up. Fuck, what is happening? I just lost something. Kazi, okay, that's where I'm looking for. Replace Ezra reacting to CGI recreation and Chris Reeves to add insult to injury. Adam West, who was given a dignified ending by the Arrowverse producers and writers, also got emotional for Burt Ward. Arrowverse didn't do jack shit for Adam West. I don't know where you're coming from with that. They had nothing to do with anything as far as dignifying Adam West's outing. If anything, the animated Adam West movies have done that. All right, rewind a little bit. I got lost in everybody's part 1s and part 2s. Yeah, I said the opposite about that in new David Ramsey interviews, changed my position on it, and it always looks like they wanted to continue the Arrowverse. They wanted to expand the Superverse, so that's why it's the Superverse. Should become the new Earth Prime. I really like the idea that they were following the DC Prime DC universe after Crisis, so if Superverse is just another rando Earth, that would be an L for me. Well, I'll have to wait and see. Could a WandaVision Season 2 be made if Scarlet Witch was still out there? Well, no. A WandaVision 2 definitely wouldn't happen with what they're doing at the moment. I'm excited for any of the Next Life stuff shown today. Oh, I think that was an autocorrect. The Netflix stuff shown today. I'm stoked for Glass Onion and Enola Holmes 2. Yes, Glass Onion and Enola Holmes 2 are two movies that I'm really looking forward to. I was pleasantly surprised by Enola Holmes, like the first one. Really enjoyed it. And it really showed me that Henry Cavill can play a warm character. Because I'll be honest, I've never seen him do it. I like the characters I've seen him play, and I thought he's played those characters very well, but the characters he's played have never really had this warmth and approachability to them. Surprisingly enough for a Superman that he's played. But yeah, he blew me away. And also, Millie Bobby Brown was just a gem in it. I just love the tone of that movie. But Glass Onion, I'm really looking forward to that. Not saying that I want this, but what if at the beginning of Agatha Coven of Chaos it showed that Scarlet Witch's mangled and mutilated corpse is just rotting and bleeding and looks like an empty toothpaste can? What the fuck? That would be pretty interesting. Stranger Things Season 4 blooper video just came out. I will have to check that out. Might have to do a reaction for that. We'll have to wait and see. Hey Omni, did you watch Netflix's Tudum event earlier today? I have not. I've got other shit to do today, so I don't know. I'll have to go through and see what all they announced. They also love to claim shit for their Tudum events, so reacting to their Tudum stuff is kind of Tudum sometimes. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to see. If there's any trailers that catch my ear, I'll probably have to go and check them out. I think there was a trailer for Enola Holmes 2, so I'll probably maybe do a reaction for that either later tonight or tomorrow. But we'll have to wait and see. I love the idea of superhero courtroom stuff too, but man, I don't think they're handling it well in She-Hulk. Well, all the power to you, man. I think they're doing it just fine. What do you think Deadpool 3 will be called, since they're not calling it Deadpool 3? I think it'll just be called Deadpool. It'll probably have some subtitle to it. What that would be, I have no idea. Just got a large He-Man Funko Pop character, but I can't remember his name. I threw out the box. He's green with a pink jaw. I think that's Clamp Jaw. He-Man Jaw. Yeah, Trap Jaw. Yeah. Have you ever seen Once Upon a Deadpool? You should, if you haven't. Don't know what that is. Regarding Universal buying WBD, on one hand, Monopoly is always bad. On the other, WB is just so mismanaged at this, I say let Universal take a stab at it. Universal hasn't made the best decisions either. I don't know, man. It's rough no matter what happens. But yeah, it'll be the end of reactions for any WB content, though. So that's the downside to Universal buying it, at least for us. So basically, if She-Hulk had actually somehow been a guy, those insecure little overgrown children would have probably enjoyed it. Probably. Finally got an Echo Funko Pop. I have a theory. What if Scott dies in Ant-Man 3, which makes Cassie, his daughter, take on the mantle to honor his legacy and join the Avengers? It does kind of feel like they're setting that up. And I honestly wouldn't be shocked. Especially with the third recasting of Cassie. I think they're planning on making her a staple moving forward, so it's probably going to happen. Looking at face and shirt, are you sure you didn't trade places with 2022 Omni with 2020? Face and shirt. How's the shirt 2020? Some people are saying that Marvel puts out too many things nowadays, but I like that. I was tired of waiting 5 to 8 months for just the next thing, and you remember Ant-Man 2 and Captain Marvel? Yeah. 9 months to the next MCU movie, Far From Home to WandaVision, 17 months, and I think they're trying to make up for the pandemic, not doing long without an MCU project series lasts up. The next movie, people may disagree with me on this, but I accept this when you said Morbius is top 4. I didn't say Morbius was top anything. I don't know where you're getting that. But, I do feel like there is a little bit of an overload on things, to be completely frank. I do like the minimal wait times, but I think having just 2 weeks between content at times is a little crazy. I like to take the DVDs as I travel, carrying my old DVD cases. I shop at the secondhand stores for discs. Just want to have them because I'm a child of power outages. That's fair. That is fair. I'm no stranger to power outages myself, and having a good little portable battery-powered DVD player always kind of makes that a little less crazy. Yeah, that's a good question too. A top 4 of what? In regards to whatever you said I said about Morbius. Would Universal respect the WB name, or would they simply buy assets and get rid of the WB name? I would imagine they would probably get rid of the name. Who is the most evil, Mike, Johnny, or Chosen? Chosen, probably, originally. Definitely not Johnny, out of the 3 of them. But none of them were truly evil. Gotta go. See you later. Later, 6E. I'm rewatching The Walking Dead and just finished season 1 and 2, and it was amazing. The first 2 seasons are really freaking good. Bye, my guy. Have a great day. Have a good day, man. If Universal does buy WB, you would have to stop reacting to W shows and movies. Would you switch to doing reviews for that content instead? Or would that even interest you? Well, it's kind of what I used to do. Like, before I started doing episode reactions, I was doing like little recap reviews for the Arrowverse. It wasn't until after Crisis on Infinite Earths that I started reacting to all of the Arrowverse shows consistently. So I would, if it was something I legitimately cared about, I would at least still talk to you guys about it, and I'd probably make some little videos sharing my thoughts on the episodes. And the reactions and stuff could still go on Patreon and stuff like that. That's fine. I know plenty of reactors that only put their WB reactions on there as it is, and their Universal stuff. So at minimum, that would be the case. It would still exist there in some form. But yeah, there would definitely have to be some type of change to the format here. Last week I saw I Am Groot, and that's all I need to say about it. Yeah, I don't have any interest in watching it. Speaking of NBC Universal, have I watched the new Quantum Leap yet? Nah. It doesn't have any interest in me. For me. I've never watched the original. I've seen a little bit from this one, and I don't know. It just didn't grab me. And I got enough on my plate at the moment right now. I honestly, I'll be real. I don't have time to watch shows for myself anymore. So, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is, man. Pat is my favorite, probably one of my favorite Arrowverse characters. Give Pat a Dad Award and Best Friend Award. For sure. I don't know if I'd put him in my top 10 if we're including the entire Arrowverse. It's tough. He might clear it. He might clear it. I've been enjoying She-Hulk. I feel like a lot of the people are criticizing it based on their expectations rather than the content. I would, however, like to see how Titania got her powers. I'm curious. I agree with a lot of people. I think that is the case. And I would also like to get a little bit more about Titania. Yeah, most audience now just want the pure pew pew pow pow bang bang and then be done with it. Yep, because I saw the exact same complaints about Andor from people as well. Choose one team up: Zoom and Prometheus, or Reverse Flash, Matt Lesher, and John Cryer's Lex. Zoom and Prometheus is a team up I would love to see. Okay, this is what you meant. Arrowverse at its worst is still itself, and it's goofy or extremely silly, and it makes sense within the universe itself. DCEU is the worst, still thinks it's an Oscar-worthy movie, like Martha. Oh, I see what you mean. Next Predator movie, Predator vs. Solid Snake. The Predator will never find him in this cardboard box. I think Daredevil Born Again should be 23 episodes and make a nice nod to the shows like Agents and Arrow. I don't think that matters all that much. I see what you're saying, but if 18 works, 18 works. Unfortunately, I think if NBC Universal buys WBD, the only brands they'd probably keep are the WBD cable channels, HBO, DC, Wizarding World. They would probably be folded into Universal Studio Pictures. That's what I think would happen, knowing Universal. Opinion. I sometimes don't like when characters in films are different from the comics, but Doom Patrol was too good. I mean, the characters are pretty spot on to the comics in a lot of ways. But yes, I can be swayed if it's good or executed good. Well, you know. Something I find funny, by the way, is when those hate reviewers review a horror movie and they're like, how come these people make such dumb decisions? Have those people looked at real people? Or themselves, for that matter? It's possible they don't get rid of the WB name. WB just becomes a division like 20th Century it does. It is possible. They could definitely do something like that. I want WB Discovery to make the right decisions, be successful, and gives fans what they want. I don't want them to sell it. I agree there. I do think that they should just stick it through, because just passing it around like it's a hot potato is just not good for us or anybody at all right now, or their stocks for that matter. There's a banging in my house every morning and night. Don't know where it is. It's the ghosts in the walls. You should have Cookie Monster as your co-host. What? Why? Unpopular opinion, Ricardo Diaz was an amazing villain. No, I agree. I thought Diaz was a really good villain. Keanu Reeves would have made a good Dick Grayson Nightwing in the 90s if Tim Burton kept making the Batman movies after Returns. I could see that. People hating She-Hulk are wrong. I don't like it, but still. Nice one. Well, if anyone have maybe choose between the Arrowverse and the DCU, it would be Arrowverse any day, even with the lesser episodes and lesser seasons. Me too, man. I'm right there with you. If you set me down at one point and was like, it's the Arrowverse or the DCEU, I'm sorry. I would definitely choose the Arrowverse over the DCEU. And that's even at the DCEU's height, it would still be the Arrowverse. Oliver's the right choice. Oliver! Would I like to get a Green Lantern series? I'm just trying to discern what that was saying. Yeah, sure, definitely. What is going on with that show? Where is it? We've still not heard anything about the show, and supposedly it's still happening. I don't think Superman and Lois is actually making it past season 3 at all. Oh, I have to wait and see. If they made She-Hulk fight other Hulks and Hulk villains, the same insecure hater babies would riot on the streets. That is true. Will I be watching Black Adam first weekend? I'll be watching it the Thursday it drops out. That is for certain. I've been waiting for a She-Hulk and Daredevil MCU team-up way longer than before the shows were revealed. Hell yeah. We'll be getting that soon. Ever watched The White Lotus on HBO Max? No. And I only just heard of it, like, just scrolling through Facebook the other day. I saw a post about it. I don't know anything about it, and that was the only thing I've ever seen of it. Yeah, the She-Hulk show is exactly like the comics, since she is more laid back than Hulk, which is something people hate, don't realize. I mean, the dude leveraged his time as Superman into getting his dream job as Geralt the Witcher. I think whether he comes back to Superman or not, he's pretty happy right now. Yeah, exactly. He's got a pretty damn good gig right now, and that's something he loves, is Witcher and that world and Geralt's, and he's really invested in that. So it did work out for him right now. So I think that's one of the things that they have an edge on. The fans want him back. He knows this. He's trying to leverage that against WB. It's just WB has not been able to budge on that in a long time. Still such a thing as why I like your videos and respect your opinion. You make it clear that you really, really dislike JW Dominion. You don't immediately make a video, this movie gave me cancer. Exactly. Like, I can understand why people enjoy it. I can tell you for a fact, I didn't. As a fan of this franchise, and it did try to carry forward some things that Crichton definitely himself would have carried on, it just didn't work. The story did not work. The pacing did not work. It was just so far removed from the things that drew me to this franchise to begin with. But dinosaurs, man. Get your money one way or the other. I'm excited for Titan Season 4 even after being disappointed so much. I have a good feeling about this new season. I don't know why. They got new writers. That's one thing. I think Season 3 cleared the slate for Season 4, so I think we might have a little bit of a different status quo going into Season 4. So I don't know. They definitely got a fresh start going into Season 4, so we'll have to just kind of play it by ear and see what happens. It's coming out this November, if I remember right, so we don't have long to wait, but I'm curious when we'll actually get a trailer. People who want a serious show are watching the wrong show. That is 100% accurate. Where's the wine? Well, we're whiskey again today. MCU Spider-Man 4 should be Daredevil and Spider-Man team up with a Kingpin as the villain. I really do hope we get an actual Daredevil Spider-Man team up one of these days. I would love to see Tom Holland face off against Kingpin, though. People who expect She-Hulk to be a serious show are watching the wrong show. Repeating what you said, yes. I wanted Diaz to be the villain of Season 7 as well. I'm still triggered that Emiko was Season 7's ultimate villain. They should have had Dante become the villain, and then Diaz comes in and takes over from Dante. Yeah, I kind of feel you with that. Emiko was interesting in concept as a main villain with her and Talia was a little weird. But it's fine. I didn't dislike Season 7 at all. Question is, though, is in Doom Patrol... Stargirl Doom Patrol crossover. Damn, I still didn't say that right. Stargirl Doom Patrol crossover. What are the character interactions that you love the most? I think Larry and Yolanda would have some really interesting interactions. Courtney and Cliff, because of the father-daughter dynamic and issues that they both kind of have, I think they could play off of each other pretty well. I don't know who I'd pair Rita up with. Or fucking Jane, for that matter. Either way, those would be the ones I would want the most. Howdy, howdy. Wanted to pop in and say hello. Well, hello. Hope you're having a great Saturday. What do you think the detective told Johnny and Daniel about Kreese? That he died or escaped? Probably that he died, because at that time, I don't think Kreese had escaped yet. Thoroughly enjoyed your reactions to the first 3 episodes of Andor. Well, thank you. I'm glad. You know, I knew how people were going to react to the first 2 episodes after I watched them. That's one of the main reasons why I didn't do episode 1 one day, episode 2 another day, and episode 3 another day like I'd normally do. I was like, God, people aren't going to have the patience for this shit right now because I just know how people are going to react as of late. So I just dumped them all the same morning. I just watched all 3 back to back, edited all 3 back to back, dropped all 3 back to back. I just wanted to get them out there into the world because I already knew how some people were going to get to it, but I loved it, man. So good. No. Need to stretch. Whew, how many shows are you watching right now? Don't need to mention which shows, just curious about the number of shows. How many am I watching right now? 5 or 6? We got 3 new shows that are starting this month that are also going to overlap with some of the shows that are currently being covered. So that this October is going to suck for a little bit. So that's going to be rough, but we'll power through it like we always do. Yeah, I think we're like at about 6 right now. And when that comes down to an hour to watch it and roughly 3 to 4 hours to edit it, and then get it approved on YouTube, that's a lot of time when you already have a normal, like 5-day a week, 9 to 5 job on top of it all. They say you should call it Deadpool 3, but stylize it as the Threedpool. I like it. Oh, that's Trapjaw. Thanks. Once upon Deadpool shows the kind of stuff that Deadpool 2 got cut out, and it's PG-13. Only watching 3 shows: Stargirl, She-Hulk, and Andor. Wait, Dream, you don't watch Harley Quinn? Just finish it. Well, I mean, to be fair, that's right now he'd only be watching those 3 because those are the only 3 that are ongoing. Harley Quinn wrapped up, what, last week? Yeah, top 4 of what? Going back to that one question from earlier. Do you think all the Guardians will die by the ending of the 3rd movie, or do you think something else will happen to them even though it's the last time we'll see them all? I think just some of them are going to die. I think Drax... My money is that Drax and Rocket are going to die. That's where my money's going. I don't think all of them are going to die. Didn't like Harley Quinn Season 3 because I'm not a fan of Poison Ivy's character. Too much screen time dedicated to her. Yeah, we've talked about that before. I disagree. She's my favorite character on that show. Next to Bane. Regarding the Cassie recasting, I was super mad when the Endgame actress wasn't even told she had been recast. They found out later via Disney Investor Day announcement. I thought that was pretty bullshit. Yes, it is. Yeah, they've been pretty nasty about these recastings and stuff like that, and transparency. If you really want to know why I keep making out Zaslav as a villain, it's because everything he keeps doing just further says that he is a racist. Every board meeting, leaks, and ex-employees confirm that. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I mean, if what you're saying is true, I mean, I haven't heard anything about it, but that's still just hearsay. I don't know. Unless like emails and stuff get put out, it's just, I don't trust half of that stuff, man. I could say Morbius is top 4. Top 4 trash. That's a joke, of course. I haven't watched it yet because I don't like Jared Leto. He was actually one of the better parts of the movie. I thought he did fine. Matt Smith was my favorite part of the movie. The movie's just not great. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, or the memes make it out to be, but it's not good. It was alright. Did you know that there are all new episodes of Beavis and Butthead streaming on Paramount Plus? I did not. I heard through, I think, a video of Chris Duckman's that they had just come out with a movie lately, but I didn't know there was actually a show that came on. I didn't know they had a show that was back. Haven't seen Beavis and Butthead in a while. I was never really a huge Beavis and Butthead fan back when they were strong. You know, I don't know. I think I was too young at the time to get it. What do you think the likelihood of Netflix doing a season 2 of Sandman is at this point? It's been about It's been a bit and still no news about it, and it was so good. I still go back and watch episodes 4 and 6 reactions. I don't know at this point, man. With Netflix, it's really hard to tell how this is going to go and with how expensive the show was. I mean, by every stretch of the imagination, everything seems to be proving how successful the show has been for Netflix. I feel like they need to greenlight it, or should greenlight it. I just don't know if they will. I saw Morbius was in the top 10 on Netflix. I mean, that just tells us a lot of people are watching it for the first time, or just watching it for the memes. Who knows? Morbius. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I wouldn't call it good. That's pretty much what I said. Negan has to be one of the most interesting villains slash anti-heroes we've gotten on TV in the past decade. Hard to agree. Because I agree with most of the shit he says half the time. He's become my favorite character on that show. Halloween's ending after all these years. It's ending. Well, somebody will reboot it again a little bit later. We'll get another sequel sometime soon. Yeah, Andor complaints are ridiculous to me. We need something new. They need to take more time establishing the story, and then all of a sudden it's all, why is this so slow? Why is this so serious? Blah, 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 blah. Will you be sad if Stargirl doesn't get a season 4? Meh, I'll be... Honestly, at this point, I'd just be like, I get it. I'd be mildly disappointed. I think at this point, I'm just so numb to the idea of DC stuff getting canceled that I'm just kind of preparing for all of them to get canceled. I think Doom Patrol would be the one that make it movie role. That'd be a great way to close it out. I'd like that. Also, the excuse of their ex-employees, thus angry, thus casting prominently white in upcoming shows, and even those shows that were supposed to be people of color were canceled. I think that's still just circumstantial and coincidental, because, I mean, Blue Beetle's still moving forward. There's still examples of said shows still moving forward. Those were just... A lot of the things that got canceled, I was shocked were even coming, because they don't make sense to me. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to defend him, but I think it's become a little bit weird how much of a supervillain he's being made out to be. With horror movie thing, I said, literally, those reviewers ask a question. Good night, Kazi. I would pick Nolan Batman universe over any superhero universe. I wouldn't. But between Arrowverse and DCEU, it's Arrowverse for me. I'd pick the Arrowverse over the Nolanverse. Out of the Nolanverse, I like Batman Begins. Rises is good for the memes. Out of that whole thing, I really just like The Dark Knight. I think The Dark Knight is really the linchpin in that whole universe for me personally. I don't know. As a universe, I think it's a weaker universe than, because it's really not. I mean, it's just disconnected. Like it. I don't know. I feel like putting that up against like a whole other connected thing doesn't really. It's not equivalent. But that's just me. You know how Beavis had a thing for fire, and in one of the episodes, Fire told Beavis to do good things instead of burning shit down, and it was hilarious. Yeah, I don't remember enough about Beavis and Butthead to put that together. It's a long time ago I read comics. She-Hulk was defending Old Man Steve in court, and Daredevil was running against Steve. I do remember something vaguely about that. Who would you pick for the Superman and Lois versus Wonder Woman? I don't know. She might be too old, but hold on. That's probably a little too out of the age range, I'm thinking. Damn, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'll have to come back on that one if I think of something. I think if She-Hulk comes to big screen, they will hire a good comedy writer, so it'll be funny, and the movie CGI will look good, and they will give me what I want, which is She-Hulk fighting real villains. All right, it wouldn't be. I mean, I think the comedy writers they got are pretty damn good so far, but like they was said earlier, comedy is extremely subjective. But that's just, again, it's not She-Hulk. That's not She-Hulk. If she comes in, it'll be part of like a crossover, a team up. She'll be with somebody else, and sure, she'll probably help fight some people. But I don't think that would be a focus on her specifically. You know, there was a Green Lantern animated series. I did. I've never watched it though. Was the one DC character you think should get an animated show, which you would be very excited for me? A Flash animated show would be one you would go with. Constantine. I think a Constantine animated show would be really good, like a mature, rated Constantine animated show, because I don't see voiced by Matt Ryan, because at this point I don't think they'll do a live action one with Matt Ryan at this point, and I think that might be the only way we could get it. And they wouldn't, the budget for that would be significantly lower, because there's no limit to what you can put on a page with animation, so that'd be fun. You know where that cardboard box is moving behind you, by the way. Always wanted a Flash Telltale game. Oh, that could be interesting. Can Ego beat Thanos with only the Power Stone and Space Stone? Probably. If he only had those two stones, probably. Henry should star in an R-rated action movie. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's fine. He does pretty solid with action. I wouldn't be opposed to it. My biggest Arrow wasted opportunity is we didn't get a Lady Shiva. That's fair. That would have been cool. Are you one of those people who barely spends any time on their character creation screens, or you spend more time creating your character than the main quest line? I'm one of those people that spends probably way too much time creating their character than actually playing the game. So, yeah. You already asked me that question, so I'll skip that. Arrow Season 7 prison arc was fantastic. Yes, it was. It's one of my favorite. I think it's one of the highlights of the entire show. Last message. I think that Alan Horde is the David S. Goyer of Hollywood because, like Goyer, he is given a shit ton of praise, but in actuality, someone else did a lot of the work itself and just basks in the glory. I don't care about all this stuff you keep bringing out, man. I don't have an opinion. I don't know enough about it to really talk shit about anything. I don't care. I'm sorry, man. I just can't go down these rabbit holes with you. Last Saturday's stream, someone said that they wanted a Martian Manhunter movie, and it made me think. For my next stop motion, I thought about Shang-Chi and Iron Fist team up with Iron Man in the end. Go for it, man. How much do I know about Titania's origin? Nothing at all. Like most Marvel stuff, I don't know much at all. She-Hulk punches her in the face, and she messes up her face by slipping into the floor. Her teeth aren't super. They're fake. They're false teeth, so makes sense. Getting punched in the jaw and getting your teeth slapped on the ground, two different things. I know. I've got veneers. Two at least. What's Superman? What character interactions would you love to see a possible future crossover between Stargirl and Superman and Lois? Pat, and I would love to see Pat and John Henry Irons hang out and talk about their tech and suits and stuff like that. And maybe have Mike mentor with Natalie. Rick and Jonathan, I think, would be a cool pairing. Jordan and Courtney, I think, could be fun. I think that's about it. But yeah, Peyton is right. She did slip on the ice and face plant. Again, She-Hulk didn't punch her in the teeth. Remember, they are only made of porcelain. Courtney and Cliff kind of pop in my head. There's a lot of interesting combination of that too. Vic might be interesting with Pat as well. People who have been superhero world. Maybe Rita with Beth. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see. Avengers 7 will be the entire Marvel and DC versus Black Adam. What? What? Drax might die, but I think Rocket might go off on his own with Nebula. Survivor's guilt from Endgame, and they've grown for the last 5 years. Well, the thing that makes me think Rocket might die is a lot of Rocket's origin ties into what the movie is going to be about. Like, a heavy focus of the movie is Rocket's origin, so knowing the type of character he's been, I think he might be a sacrificial lamb in the end. Not by anybody else's hand or anything, but I think it's going to be feel bad for Rocket more than you already do, because we're probably going to be saying goodbye to him. Hope Fantastic Four gets 4 movies. I just hope that it has good movies. At least one good movie. That's all I'm asking for right now. I think Cyborg hacking Pat's suit would be cool. The two teams fought. Just see Cliff insulting Stripe. What's up, Caters? It's been a long time. Just popping in to say hi. It's been a while since I last caught your live stream. Hope you're doing great and not overworked with all these awesome shows out at the moment. Is what it is. No, it's not too bad at the moment, at least. Now that I'm done with Cobra Kai, at least for the minute, I think it'll be fine. Until next weekend, once October gets here, right out of the gate, first weekend of October is we're adding a new show to the rotation. That same week, we're adding another show back to our rotation. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, if Keanu Reeves' Constantine does well at the box office, they will make a Zatanna movie and Swamp Thing movie. The Zatanna movie hasn't been canceled, so the Zatanna movie is still happening. Swamp Thing, there is a Swamp Thing something that is still being made, I think. I can't remember. But the Zatanna movie is still on the green light path from the last thing I read. Matt Smith went from a meme at the beginning of 2022. Why do I say it like that? 2022. In absolute highlight at the end. Yes, he did. Complete 180, right? At the bookends of the year like that for him. Rita and Beth have had confidence issues, with Rita struggling to be a superhero, and both Jane and Rick have had anger and are left over. That's a good point. That's a good point. Also, the confirmation that the Dead Boy Detectives is coming has me pretty excited. What about Dead Man? Dead Man's not in the show, so that's one reason. Oh, wait, no, sorry, I was thinking of Doom Patrol for some reason. Dead Man's in the Dark, I almost said Dark Avengers, Justice League Dark. I mean, I don't know, I haven't heard anything about a Dead Man thing happening. What's up, Juan? Really enjoyed all your reactions recently. I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while. Keep up the great work. Love you, man. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since our last live. I missed you guys. Even if Dr. Fate dies of Black Adam, they can do a prequel movies or show. In this version, Dr. Fate seems like he's already fought all of his villains. Probably. Also, have I seen the Jeffrey Dahmer story that's recently come out on Netflix? Not yet. I plan on definitely watching that in my own time. They're making more Gray Man. I can watch more, I guess. Yeah, they are doing more Gray Man stuff. I feel like Negan is also that good because of Jeffrey Dean Morgan's portrayal of him. That is a huge part of it. But he is definitely my favorite character now. I will still never forgive the DCEU for not capitalizing on Zack Snyder having cast Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne, and we're doing a Flashpoint movie, and we are not having Thomas Wayne's Batman be in this world murking people with his fists and guns. And we have Jeffrey Dean Morgan on the bench and already signed up as this role, and we're just not going to do anything about it. That still pisses me off so much. Omni, given much I trust your opinions and theories. I've always wondered where you stood on the Ray Fisher stuff. Like, for instance, I mainly see people mixed on Jeff Johns' accusations. The same thing. I don't know. I don't want to say if it happened, it sucks, and I would 100% stand with Ray Fisher. There's not. It's all hearsay, and I can't give a strong emotional response one way or the other when I don't truly know the people, I don't truly know the circumstances, and I don't know what happened. I mean, clearly some shitty stuff happened, but was Johns involved? I don't know. There's been plenty of people testifying openly about Joss Whedon, but I don't know. I don't know the extent that it goes. And it's just another one of those things that makes it sad to be a DC fan. Because I don't know what and how to feel about some of these projects moving forward and all that stuff, because I don't know the truth of the matter. And I do think that him not being involved in the Flash movie when he was originally intended to is bullshit. But I don't know. It sucks no matter what. It's hard to have a strong opinion when you yourself don't have any facts. And I'm not one to jump on the bandwagon just because one way or the other. It could be either way when I have no way of knowing what happened. Like, I hate being a fence sitter, but I don't really know how else to say it. DC right now feels like I'm not shocked this is canned. I'm sad that I'll get excited for the bare minimum, and I'm a major DC fan. That is exactly where I'm at right now. Did I watch the Sidemen football charity match? I have no idea what that is, so I will say no. I think Jeff Johns should stick to TV and comics. He's got a proven track record there. He also will make less waves there, I would say. Doom Patrol would probably be one of those ones that would hurt me the most if it got canceled suddenly out of their own terms. Same. And that's just because of the overall quality of that show and the devotion it has to its characters, man. They better not can Blue Beetle because they won't, because they couldn't. Wonder Twins isn't. No, that would be a thing, but I think that was a sentence. I think if Stargirls did a crossover with Titans, I would like to see Courtney and Dick interact. That would be fun. That'd be cool. I think Courtney and Gar would be a fun interaction. People tend to only like change when they are in charge of it. If they can't control it, they tend to fight back and snap. That is a very truthful accusation there. He's not a teenager? What are you talking about? I'd argue that the Nolan movies were just simply a trilogy, not really a universe. I did personally really enjoy all three of them, however. See, that's what I'm saying. I think you're right. I'm confusing quality with the universe. Yeah, as a universe, Arrowverse is over the Nolanverse. 100% convinced the writers of Superman and Lois will watch John Campea, and he's one of the ones who convinced them. Oh, that's funny. That's funny, cause like after Diggle showed up in season 1, he turned heel on the show. Like he dropped the show. But now that it's not connected, I saw literally on his stream the other day him talking praises of Superman and Lois again. So like it was so like surface level, his fealty to that show. I'd say Elodie Young, who plays Elektra in the Netflix Daredevil series, would be great. Superverse Diana. I could get behind that. I could definitely get behind that. I was thinking Lucy Lawless. That's immediately where my mind went to, but I don't think I think she's a little too old for that role in this now at this point. Opinion: I don't like putting things out. I don't like putting things against the Dark Knight trilogy. I'll do it. One last question. Why does Andy hate Walter Amada, as Hollywood Reporter is saying? Despite Zaslav having a lot of advisors, he doesn't listen to any of them. Arrowverse cancellations were not his fault. I don't know. I don't know why Andy hates Walter so much, to be completely honest. I recommend a watch for Green Lantern. At least try the first episode. I might one of these days. If you could switch one DC character in Marvel and vice versa, who would it be? Like, put this DC character into the Marvel universe and put that Marvel character into the DC universe? Swap Blue Beetle and Spider-Man. Jaime Reyes and Peter Parker. Switch them around. See how they play in the other universe. Oh, God. Oopsie. Spilled a little bit. I think that could be fun. Or switch Batman and Iron Man. What I wonder is if She-Hulk is in a team-up, does she still break the fourth wall with meta comments about the audience and the writing? Probably. I want a Green Arrow game by the people who made Horizon Zero Dawn. That'd be interesting. What DC is doing with multiple Constantine projects and not one whisper of Matt Ryan is blasphemous. I wholeheartedly feel the same. Every time a Constantine thing is announced and Matt Ryan is not part of it, I die a little inside. I'm not kidding. Yeah, Lady Shiva is definitely one of the most skilled and deadly non-superpowered DC characters. She's pretty awesome. Supergirl waited too long to do Brainiac and ended with the lame villain Nixley. I like Nixley. She was a Power Rangers ass villain. She was kooky and hokey, but yeah, I enjoyed her character. But yeah, I feel you there. There's a lot. Supergirl did a lot of things wrong, man. But we won't go into all that. As far as Beavis and Butthead, I keep forgetting that I'm old. I've watched the movies, the TV shows that came out when you were a baby. I think I remember when Beavis and Butthead Do America came out in theaters or something like that. But I'd never watched the show. I'd played the video game, but I don't think I've ever watched the show when I was growing up. And I've seen bits of the movie. And I think that's really been it. I didn't really get into Mike Judge stuff until King of the Hill, and that wasn't really until I was like in my mid-20s. I don't want to see none of that secret identity dilemmas in season 3 of Superman and Lois. Enough with that. I mean, pretty much everybody knows everything now by the end of the season 2. So I would imagine we don't have to deal with that anymore. I want to see She-Hulk and Deadpool interact since they both fourth wall break. I would love to see one of them react to the other breaking the fourth wall and then how that conversation ensues. I don't know if you even remember, but I can sway that way at this point. Oh, Iron Vision is doing quite a bit better compared to a few weeks ago. Just want to give that update. That's great, man. I'm just glad your eye's getting better. That's all I can say, dude. Keep it up. Keep hanging in there. You got this, man. I know you like the Lana family, but do you think the writers will reduce their screen time? No. I don't think they'll reduce anything like that, in my opinion. I like the Umbrella Academy. I've really enjoyed it. I'm working a wedding bartending, and some guy just accidentally lit his face on fire trying to be Zuko from Avatar. Now he may just look like him. That is one hell of a way to kickstart that off. Third-degree facial burns. Go for it. Just came back from seeing Avatar for the first time in cinema. Amazing experience. Had seen it like 7 years ago on TV. Excited for Avatar 2. There was an amazing scene from 2 attached. Yeah, I was debating about going out and seeing it re-released in cinemas because honestly, I have not watched that movie. I think I watched it once in school at one point after it was released, but I don't know exactly if I've seen it since the first time I saw it in theaters. I feel like I probably have, but I don't really remember. I'm as lukewarm as you could possibly be on Avatar 2. But I'm glad that people are excited, man. Could it be Swamp Thing TV show? I did hear a rumor that the Swamp Thing reboot, whatever it is, whether it ends up being a show or a movie, will be a reworked, kind of retconned continuation of the Swamp Thing show. Which, honestly, it's criminal what happened to that show, because the show was so good. Happy Saturday, just now able to join, so I probably missed any comment about it, but how did you feel after finishing Hocus Pocus officially? I really enjoyed it. Dated, hokey, very 90s, but it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. I definitely understand the nostalgia and the appeal for it. And I did record the reaction for it, so I will be posting that sometime this week. I feel like it's a wrong move on the WB's part not doing any live action Constantine with Matt Ryan. That guy, to me, is Constantine straight out of the comics. I agree. I've said this many times, both in real life and on this channel. Matt Ryan, to me, is the Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man in the DCEU, like in the DC universe. As far as casting goes, like one of those pairings that it is damn near impossible to separate because of just how perfect it is. Like, that's Matt Ryan as Constantine. There has not been a better casting choice than that, and it's damn near hard to believe that there would be a better one post Matt Ryan. It's just he's gotten a very poor luck of the draw with how things went with his first show, then of course being revived into the Arrowverse, and then of course because of that got axed with the rest of the Arrowverse. Purely because, as we know how WB likes to do, if they're going to be working on their own thing, they're going to make damn sure the Arrowverse can't touch said thing anymore. You can't convince me one way or the other that it was a Matt Ryan decision to stop playing Constantine on Legends. That was 100%, in my heart and soul, a WB move, because they were trying to do this J.J. Abrams Constantine thing. Which is just sad, because he's that character, man. I get a little heated about all that. I'm going to be reacting to anything spooky for October. Hocus Pocus. Potentially Hocus Pocus 2. The Midnight Club I plan on checking out. And then, of course, Chucky Season 2. Right now, those are the only ones on my docket for October at the moment. Good morning. Just wondering if you've ever been interested in the Ninja Turtles. Seth Rogen's film has me hopeful. If you're interested in not seeing it, the 2003 TMT series is a great run. I have seen some of the 2003 TMT series. I grew up in the Ninja Turtles. I grew up on the original 90s cartoon. And then, of course, the Jim Henson live action films, which are still some of my favorite movies of all time. I think they still really hold up. And I do have some high hopes for what Seth Rogen's doing. And I'm pretty excited to see what they do with Seth Rogen's version. And you can't really make it out, but I've got like some pretty damn solid replica figures of the live action turtles from the OG movies. Right. Jumping ahead a little bit, CBM did remind me just now that Werewolf by Night is also in October, so that's another spooky thing for Spooky Month we'll be reacting to. I know something spooky. 2003's Daredevil. JDM was wasted on DCU, one of the many, many things wasted, and I was so hoping to see all of what I mentioned about JDM's Thomas Wayne. Yeah. They released a new trailer for Netflix's Midnight Club, and it looks pretty good. I haven't got a chance to watch that new trailer yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I've become a Mike Flanagan stan, so for that alone, I'll be checking it out. Even if we don't see Red Death in Season 9, I hope there's at least a reference to some kind just to confirm his existence in Earth Prime for the future, and Barry will eventually fight him. I'm sure we might get something. I mean, there's already been kind of a Red Death reference in Armageddon. Every time I see Hawk flying by, Cobra Kai. JDM and Chris Evans in The Losers. It's an underrated comic book movie. Idris Elba's in it, Zoe Saldana. I mean, that movie needs more love and recognition. I've never heard of that. I am so curious how Flash will end. Me too, man. I've got no idea. Well, gotta jump off. Hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you. Hope you do as well. I forgot about the Losers movie. It had 3 MCU actors in it. I don't even know that the movie being referenced here. I have to look into it. How does he not know what Sidemen? What? I don't know. The fuck is that? No, I understand you, Omni. It's true, nobody knows what really happened and probably won't for a while. I like your input. I'm glad. Appreciate the understanding. I'm not a teenager. That is very much true. I am definitely not a teenager. Far from. Flash ending already is very sad. If Superman and Lois gets canceled, would hurt a lot because there's so many more stories to tell, and I think Tyler and Betsy enjoy the role enough to commit to it. I feel the same with you right there, man. What's up, good vibes? Glad to have me back. Well, I'm glad to be back, man. The why you don't know Sidemen are. Yeah, it literally rings no bells whatsoever. Like, I only know because of drama shit. I don't know anything. Do you think that an interaction between Courtney and Raven would be interesting as well? Yeah, sure. I mean, I think any of the pairings would be interesting, but I think like the ones I mentioned is the ones I'd be most drawn to, I think. It's kind of one of those the power of light and the other technically with a form of darkness, putting it simply though. That's true. I have 3 gaming chairs in my house. I have 3 as well. Well, I have 2. There are 3 in the house. I have 2. I have another one of these because the one I ordered had like a tear in the upholstery or whatever, and I was like, I emailed them like, hey, this came damaged, and they said just keep it and sent me another one. So I mean, sure, I'll take it. Courtney would probably get along well with Gar, Raven, Dick, and Wonder Girl, plus maybe Jason Todd and Tim Drake. Dude, Courtney, I think, could get along with damn near anybody. Stopping by to say hello. Enjoy your reactions and your genuine passion for the material. My current 2 faves are House of the Dragon and Andor, and She-Hulk is for laughs. Well, appreciate that, Johnny Pappas. Welcome in. I think this is the first time I've seen you pop in here. Hope you're having a good weekend. I'm glad you're enjoying the reactions, though. Lucy Lawless would make an interesting choice for Wonder Woman's mother in the Superman universe. I could see with that. That could work a little bit better, though. I don't know who I would cast for like the actual Diana, though. It's a little tougher for me to come up with. It's you all talking about chairs. If Saul Goodman and Matt Murdock were against each other in a court case, who would win? Oh, Saul. I think Saul would win the case, but remember, Matt's whole thing is when the system fails. And Saul would make for damn sure the system failed so that he could succeed. So I think Saul Goodman can beat Matt in a case. But would he get away with it after the fact? I don't know. He might be meeting the devil of Hell's Kitchen the night after that. Spider-Man would be fun to see talk to Batman. Blue Beetle talk to Iron Man. Guerrilla Games from Horizon would totally do an incredible job at a Green Arrow game. The bow arrows, trick arrows would be something that they would nail. Oh yeah, man. Biggest Legends Tomorrow waste opportunity they never brought back Vandal Savage and redeemed his lame Season 1 arc. That's true. Though they did bring him back in, what, Season 3 or 4? When they went to the underworld and he was just down there chilling? No, that was Season 5? I don't remember. What are we talking about? Just random shit. Random shit, dude, right now. Trying to catch up with the chat, and then we'll close out here in a few minutes. Supergirl had some rainy days. We could say still never finished the show, but I'm trying. It'll take some time. There are animated Constantine films and some shorts out there already. Yeah, I've seen some of them. I haven't watched all of them, but I haven't seen all of them. Sway? Where did that W come from? I don't know what we're talking about now. Can't wait to see what they made, what was made for Jen suit-wise in She-Hulk. I think we saw it in the trailer. Unless you haven't seen the trailer, but we've got a glimpse of it. It's pretty much a comic book accurate battle suit for her. Really hate that I had to stop watching Legends of Tomorrow. I love that show so much. The season 2 with the Legion of Doom was so good, and I hate that they changed the tone and became a comedy. It's mostly to adapt because CW cut the shit out of their budget after that season. It took a massive budget cut after season 2. I'd like if they gave Adrian Palicki another chance as Wonder Woman if they cast her as Superman Lois' version. Who is that? There you are. Oh, I could see that. I could see it. Legends of Tomorrow works better as a comedy since there are way too many serious shows. I did start to feel that way, even though I feel like it peaked at season 2. When you're watching all these shows week to week to week to week, they all start to blend together a little bit because were very similar in tones during that period. Because I was around the time of Arrow being like, they were going into their season 4 phase. You know, they were trying to be the light and happy team show like everything else. So every show started to feel too similar. So Legends was a nice palate cleanser at the time to balance things out by standing out a little bit differently. That's the one thing I will say about the shift to comedy is that it did help break up the monotony of everything else going on in the Arrowverse at the time. What Spider-Man villains would you want to see in Spider-Man 2 game? For me, it's Kraven, Venom, already confirmed, and some trippy Mysterio missions. Kraven, for sure. We know Venom's already confirmed, so, you know, we're not touching on that. Mysterio could be cool. Who did we not have? A lot of the people I'm going to in my head, I think we touched on. Any of the goblins, Hobgoblin or Green, I think could be fun to touch on. I mean, we were setting it up in the first game to come eventually. So I think that'd be something we could explore. I think most of the other ones we kind of covered. At least all the major ones that I would immediately run to. Lizard. I don't think we had Lizard, right? We didn't have Lizard in that game. I didn't finish all the side stuff, but I'm pretty sure we didn't fight Lizard. So Lizard's my favorite Spider-Man villain. So I would go with that. I don't know. We'll see. Loved Cobra Kai Season 5. Seeing so many characters grow and team up was satisfying. Terry Silver was amazing and is now officially in the top 5 villains ever. Bringing Chosen in as a main was a great idea. Oh yeah, I loved all those things, and Terry Silver has definitely become one of my favorite villains, if not in that franchise, but in a lot of franchises, man. Overall, it's so good. Who would win, Bizarro or Black Adam? Probably Black Adam. Like, most definitely Black Adam, I think, would win that fight. I hope they bring back the OG cast for Swamp Thing revival/reboot, since I love Crystal Reed as the lead actress. Like I said, from what I heard from the rumors, the cast might be coming back, so you might get that. Could Hocus Pocus be like another Top Gun Maverick? Definitely not as good, but could be a fun ride and comeback. Well, I mean, I don't see it being the bust-out, breakout success of Top Gun Maverick. But especially considering it's a Disney Plus exclusive. But yeah, I mean, it can be a fun actual return to form. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think Top Gun Maverick was an anomaly. Hot take: Spider-Man 2 is my least favorite of the Spider-Man Raimi trilogy. Still like it though. Really? I'm like everybody else. It's my favorite, so that's definitely a cold take out of the Raimi stuff. Basically, watching all of Constantine's stuff without Matt Ryan feels like calling a dog and then walking away from it. Right? God. Yeah, WB is always done. So we have this idea, a 1% chance of one day in the distant future doing a project with this character. You do it better, so we can't use them anymore. Hope Tom Cavanaugh gets cast in a really high-profile show or movie. He's a really great actor and deserves it. He's also a really good director as well. That's right, there was a Chucky Season 2. Yep, comes out next Wednesday. I think the Back to the Future trilogy would be great reactions from you, unless I've already seen them. Oh yeah, I've already seen all those, the films and the animated show. Oh, I got a poster of, you can't see it, but I've got you can see it in my old setup, but I've got a Back to the Future poster right here. I love those movies, man. Yeah, I can't wait for Chucky Season 2, even though this is like the second post in a row that says Chunky. So is Halloween Ends not on the schedule since it comes out on Peacock day 1? It's Paramount's, it's NBC Universal. Like, I'm not risking reacting to that on the channel, and I will almost, if there's a theater option, I will always go to the theater rather than sit at home and record a reaction to it. So I didn't do that with any of the dual releases over the pandemic. I don't plan on changing that now. And more than likely, with it being Universal, it would get blocked immediately. So I'm not even going to bother with it. And with the fact that I really didn't like Kills, if I don't like Halloween Ends, I don't think anybody's going to want me see me making a reaction where I'm just hating every second of the movie. But who knows? I don't know. We got to see. I was really, really harsh about Halloween Kills. What's up, Alfredo? Hola. How are you? So you didn't get a chance to watch Constantine City of Demons and Constantine House of Mystery. House of Mystery, no. Actually, no. I don't think I've seen City of Demons either. But either way, neither of those have anything to do with the conversation that we were having. Super duper spooky. For sure reminded me that there is a Movies pop-up restaurant in Chicago next month, and I can only imagine awesome things. You know, they keep having these, and it's always somewhere I can't be. I really would love to go to one of those pop-ups. I know they had one in Jersey, they had one in LA, and you're getting one up there in Chicago. Lucky bastards. Anyway, it's a massive task and ask, but One Piece reaction. Oh my... that's not a massive ask. That is a monumental, like, catastrophe ask. I would be doing that forever. God. I don't know, man. What's up, Mariko? Did I watch the Honest trailer pitch meeting for crossover? I didn't know that was a thing, so no. Hot take! Shazam is bad, in my opinion. The pacing, characters, aside from Billy in Shazam form, villain fight story just didn't work for me. I'll give it another shot before 2 comes out, though. Yeah, see, I disagree on all of that, man. I loved it. It was one of the few, I think, genuinely... it's one of the few DCEU films I think that was genuinely good in all aspects for me. I thought the acting was great. I thought the pacing was great. I think all the characters were great. Villain, questionable. Liked the story. I thought the pacing was great. I don't know. We're just... yeah, that's why you clarified it with hot take, yeah. I think most people kind of feel very similarly about it, so I get you. Film's subjective, man. It is how it is. Do you think they'll ever do a Flash Season 10 in a couple years? Nope. I mean, I don't want to say never, but I would be shocked if we ever revisit the Arrowverse. DC Losers is very silly, but kind of funny. Is She-Hulk done? What do you think of it? No, we still have 3 more episodes of She-Hulk. We have 3 more episodes left of She-Hulk. And there's not been an episode that I have not enjoyed. I've been having a lot of fun with the show, man. Here's a quote-unquote bring back Arrowverse. I would do a Spectre show starring Stephen Amell and Deathstroke show starring Manu on cable. HBO cable. That'd be cool. Loses is sort of like a Suicide Squad without being superheroes. Chris Evans plays a hacker who's BFS with a sniper. JDM is the leader with a second in command that is Idris Elba. I'll have to look into this movie. That'd be interesting. I want to see Metallo in Superman and Lois. That would be cool. That would be cool. But he died. Metallo's not on... We haven't seen Metallo in the Superman and Lois Earth. I just realized that we can actually do a good adaptation of Cyborg to Superman and Lois. It's on a different Earth. Reign of Superman. Confirmed thoughts? Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Yeah, we definitely could get a different take on Cyborg Superman and actually possibly build up to a interesting Reign of the Superman. So, yeah, I'm with you on that one. The Metallo that died on Supergirl is Arrowverse Metallo. We can see a new version of Superman and Lois. Exactly. There is no topic here on Wisconsin. Yeah, we just talk whatever. There's no clear-cut topics whenever we're hanging out and talking about stuff. I recently watched the new Law & Order crossover, and Mehcad Brooks was in it as a new character. It reminded me how much of a great actor he is and how much Supergirl did him dirty. He was one of the few things that I enjoyed in the recent Mortal Kombat movie. I thought he was pretty solid in that as Jax. Out of the returning characters, Gale, Kirby, Sam, Tara, Mindy, and Chad, who do you think will die in Scream 6, and what do you like to see them do for the opening kill? Who do I think will die? Probably Gale, the way things have been going. And if she does, it's just another thing just going to make me really upset about these later Scream movies. If they brought back Kirby just to kill Kirby, that would also upset me. Kirby is one of the things I'm most excited to see in this upcoming film. How are they going to open it? I don't know, man. I really have no idea. That's too broad of a question for me to answer. You think Ali Alston will return in Season 6? I highly doubt it. You think they'll fix their mistake of killing him off and resurrect Bizarro in Season 3? Also, I doubt it. They'll probably stick with it. Lizard was mentioned multiple times as one that Peter already fought in the Spider-Man game, but they kept that door wide open for the future. Okay, that's good. We can have him come back in then. Flash got a little hard to watch for me sometimes because he's his character who can stop problems in a second, and most of the time he just talks to the villains and then they win, and I like Season 9. I think he means Season 8. But I get that complaint. I also think Poison Ivy has the potential to be Batman's most OP villain. I love her so much, and what do you think of the Sabine announcement for Ahsoka? Really excited about Sabine. The announcement, the casting, the image they revealed, all that looks great. And no, you're right. Poison Ivy is Batman's most powerful villain. Like, she is like, if there was an MCU equivalent, she is an Omega level mutant. Like, yeah, she is definitely Batman's most powerful villain. Hands down. Spider-Man 2 on Green Lizard, Green Goblin, and Fishbowl Man. Crystal Reed would make an interesting Wonder Woman. She's about the right age, and her and Tyler have worked together on Teen Wolf before. Oh, really? Huh. Oh, that would be interesting. What's... I could see it. I could see it. I'd like her to pack on a little muscle, but I could see it for sure. Let's see. Still remember how many people were utterly convinced beforehand how Top Gun Maverick would bomb. Look how effective that prejudgment is. Really? I heard nothing but optimism for Top Gun Maverick. I don't recall anybody talking about it bombing. That's kind of strange. But yeah, if they were, yeah, it shows them it's the most successful movie of the year so far. I personally love the Amazing Spider-Man series. Like, the movies. I like ideas in them. I think they're both of those are, the first one and the second one are the bottom of my tier list. But I don't hate them. That's not what I'm saying, though. Next DC fandom, we might make a movie in the future. Well, there is no next DC fandom because Zaslav has canceled them. I would love to see Crystal Reeve as Wonder Woman. I think she is a great actress, plus I loved her in Teen Wolf as Allison Argent. I think they'll bring back DC fandom, but it'll be a real event, not digital. I mean, maybe in the far, far future, but I mean, it's already canceled this year. Back to the Future, which is actually the past, but also the present, which is terribly verified. The future is why they kept the title simple. Oh yeah, man. Getting a little closer to the chat. I'm catching up. I got this. Quick spam. Don't you dare. How many episodes will Secret Invasion have? It's already been confirmed, I believe is 6, just like everything else. I don't remember anything about Halloween Kills. Glad you could block that out of your mind. Agreed. Best you don't. Why are they hiring Better Call Saul writers for Echo, but hiring comedy writers for everything else? Well, because they're hiring comedy writers for comedies, and they're hiring drama writers for what should be a serious tale. I don't know where we're getting confused. One Piece is really a monumental task to react to. Oh, yeah. You're not kidding. Every the movie, I just blanked out. You are lucky. I'm gonna have to rewatch Halloween Kills, but I remember the major stuff that happened. I remember damn near everything that happened in the movie. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I think maybe something happened and double posted there. We left the theater frustrated. Yeah, we were talking about it for a while after the movie. And like, I was just venting my ass off about it. And not in a fun way. Like when we were ranting and raving about Scream. Jesus. If I hear Evil Dies Tonight at all in Halloween Ends, which we shouldn't, because there's a time skip. Somehow, there's a time skip. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I gotta chill out. Don't prejudge it. Who knows? I could be proven wrong. It's just Halloween's my favorite horror franchise. And I just... Fuck. So frustrating. I would rather watch Halloween 6 than watch Halloween Kills ever again. I will still say that Halloween Kills I would watch before Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Which might be unfair because I have not seen Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 since this one time I saw it in theaters. But I was one of the few times in a movie theater I was actually mad watching the movie. I don't know. Maybe I have to rewatch both one day later when I'm a little chilled off about it. I almost forgot you said you're not seeing the Rocky and Creed movies. Those are a must on here, man. You'd love them. I'll watch them eventually. I'll probably watch them for the channel one of these days like I did for Die Hard. Start watching the shows just so I can watch your reactions because I really enjoy listening to your thoughts. Thank you for sharing your time with us and I look for your future reactions. Aw, thank you, Call Me Max. I really appreciate that. That's interesting that you're watching the shows just to watch the reactions. All because of little old me. That's sweet. You have to clear my schedule and just react to One Piece. So we would just be a dedicated One Piece schedule if that happened. I am definitely expecting to see Cyborg Superman Season 3. It's probably likely. We might see him. Yeah, I also get distracted when I'm watching a movie at home. It's a little bit harder for me to immerse in the film itself. When I'm doing the reaction, it's a lot easier because I'm forced for the reaction to tune out everything else. It's not like in the middle of the reaction, I'm going to like pull out my phone or start browsing the internet. But let's say like I'm in the living room or if I'm in my bedroom and I'm just like watching something, I'll just... Who knows? I might pass out. I might pull out my phone. I might be on the computer. Like, if you have to take away my ability to multitask when I'm at home. That's one of the things I was like, I much prefer seeing a film in the theater because you are locked in to the screen. If you're doing anything other than that, you are being a dickhead. And I'm not about that. Tyler, keep playing Evil Superman every season. Probably at this rate. Peyton, true people in the neighborhood, Rhymus. Do you think Bizarro Jonathan will escape? Want him to escape and be a recurring foe? I mean, if he's trapped here with no other source, remember, he's not going to have powers. So I don't know what he'd do. Movies? Morbius? One bizarre to get world to get destroyed. I expected it to in season 2. It would have been shocking, I think. I kind of was expecting it to as well. Did you know that the writer of Loki is interested in the idea of Loki dreamwalking into Sylvie and Loki? Ooh, that would be interesting. Now that fuck, what's the word I'm looking for right now? Concept has been introduced into the MCU. That would be wild. If we're bringing people from Team Wolf that worked with Tyler before, and I think it's Sheila Henning as Wonder Woman, then Crystal Reed, but that's just me. Who's that? Shelly. An egg. That's a tough one. That could be a toss-up for me. For someone who's not seen Teen Wolf, I think that could be a toss-up between the two for who would play Wonder Woman. Hope Kirby doesn't die since I loved her, plus a major crush on Hayden. Like, I got excited when they confirmed she's coming back. Yeah, man. She was a standout in Scream 4. That's for sure. Amazing Spider-Man 2 just had issues, but he's only called amazing. One Piece, yes, a long watch, but I reckon you'd fall in love with it. One of the main reasons I've never watched it is I've never been a fan of the art style. But it seems like it changes over time eventually, but I don't know. That's definitely a we'll see. Hasn't been understanding. Literally the biggest letdown considering I enjoyed the 2018 Halloween. Right? Me too. Want them to expand the Superverse and reference Batman in Season 3, Clark Adventures with him. Good luck with that, man. I think we're lucky that Superman Lois is even continuing. For them to have Batman in that world would be kind of a... Well, I don't know, man. We'll see. There we go. Darn, sorry you feel that way about Halloween. It's like you're talking about Naomi. No, I'm not that passionate about that. Orville Knight has TV agents in it, so it takes place before the Loki finale when they can still prune branch timelines, but after the finale, all the branches have grown into new universes. It's an interesting thought. They just released Stranger Things Season 4 bloopers. Am I going to react to it? Somebody else mentioned that earlier, and if I have time, I might. I go into every Halloween movie now expecting to hate it because they should have stopped years ago. Maybe that we'll both be surprised. Probably not. Fair. Am I the only one bored by Andor so far? No, I've seen the similar sentiment shared with other people, but I don't understand it. I can't relate to it. I found the first episode completely intriguing. Episode 2 out of the 3 may have been the most of a lull, but there was still such a tension throughout the entire episode. It definitely kept me on my toes, even though not a whole lot was happening in that one. It was also the shorter of the 3 episodes. But no, man, I am loving Andor so far. And it's just 3 episodes, man. We will probably rant more at the end of the upcoming movie. We will see. I'm crossing my fingers that will be proved wrong. Like Andor, you are in fact a distraction. You do fucking randomly fall asleep when we watch things. That does happen. I've gotten plenty of distractions at the cinema because of having to pee and realizing you still have half the movie to go, but not wanting to run out and miss a bunch. That's where strategic timing and placement comes in. I'm not always a master practitioner of said things, but yeah. As long as you don't have people just blabbering their mouth off or on their phones or something, like, cinema is the ideal way to go for me. Am I ready for the final season of The Flash? No. I both am and I'm not, because I don't want it to be over, but at the same time, I'm kind of ready for it to just rip the Band-Aid off. Vincent Wilson got slapped around emotionally by Amber and got slapped around physically by a giant cat, but Omni-Man just got slap marked both ways. Someone watching the show because of a reactor watches it. It's almost like a reaction videos are free advertising, Universal. Right? God damn it, man. They don't understand. Some people don't understand what we actually do for some shows, man. Sometimes we're the only fucking positive word of mouth some shows even get. I can fall asleep and tune out a lot of things. It's a skill I've acquired. Do you think Echo could show up in Daredevil Born Again after her show, given her connection to Matt and Fisk? Probably. I think that's a fair assumption. We'll probably see her in there. Halloween Universe was the first horror movies I saw. I think It was probably one of the first horror movies I ever saw. First episode just seemed a strange place to start. I mean, that's the inciting incident. None of the stuff after this would even happen without that happening. Like, he's looking for answers about his past, looking for his sister, his family, and he fucks up and it gets his name on a list and pings a lot of people to come his way. I don't know how else you would start it. You'd have to rewrite the entire show or with a different starting point, but yeah, I like it. Gives us a big old mystery about his past to look into as well, which I can't wait to learn more about. Is Daredevil Born Again a reboot? Unconfirmed. They say it's a whole new thing, but I say it's still like a continuation, like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. No, that's how I feel about it. Until they say otherwise, there's nothing that is said one way or the other. And they've said think of it as a whole new thing. It's a season 1. It's not a season 4. All that means is we've had a 5-year, 8-year time skip between the events of season 3 and now. He's a wholly different character in a wholly different point in his life and a wholly different time in his life and a wholly different world at the time that this is going on. Of course, it's not going to thematically link. We're going to be in a completely different place. He's going to be in a completely different place. That doesn't mean that past didn't happen. So nothing's been confirmed yet. So until they outright say it, I'm still considering them one and the same. Is it a blue day, Omni? No. Have I seen the Jeffrey Dahmer show? It's disgustingly disturbing, but a good watch. I plan on watching it on my own time. Mainly because one of my man crushes is in that show, man. Evan Peters. So yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it. Definitely not for the channel, but I'm going to watch it. The movie I'm tempted to go back to theater for is Black Panther 2 and D&D with Chris Pine. Other than that, I'm waiting for everything to come to either streaming or DVD. Yeah, we talked about that, and I completely understand there. The Flash does need to end. What do you think the Thunderbolts mission will be in the movie? That's impossible to speculate on right now, man. I want to know how Oliver Queen of the Superverse died. Yeah, me too, man. I would love to know that as well, man. I'm honestly down with the Born Again being a different thing. I'm interested in what they do differently with Karen and Foggy. If it is a different thing, all power to them, but I'm not swayed one way or the other just yet. Let's see. All right, guys. We are wrapping up. We're a little bit over time, but I stayed pretty on point with the chat today, so I'm pretty proud. I did also start the stream like 2 minutes early, so I did give myself a little bit of a head start this time around. But guys, we're back. Unless something happens, we'll be back next Saturday too. I don't have any plans as of right now to just kind of go out of town for the foreseeable future. So we should be back on track to be in our usual routine. So hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. We got a lot of stuff coming this week. Kicking off October. It's going to be a busy fucking month. So see how things go. But thanks everybody for hanging out, for chatting, and I'll see you guys in the next one.